Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about distribution. So you should have just watched this little short video about Robin Hood. Well, it was the cartoon version of Robin Hood with Skippy and his buddies. So what happened was Skippy had an arrow and there was a castle and he shot his arrow over the castle onto the other side and he hurt this guy standing on the other side and the guy screamed, "Ah!" Okay, this is a similar idea for distribution. So for distribution, we have some sort of number, and we have parentheses, which are going to be our castle walls, and then we have other stuff on the inside that represents these cute little people that are hanging out on the inside. So for example, we have like 3x and 5. Okay, so this is what a typical distribution problem will look like. I'm going to re-explain it a different way in just a second. We're just talking about how right now. So how, and then we'll talk about the why. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your arrow and you're going to shoot it over the castle wall and you're going to kill the guy on the inside. And this guy is one guy. Even though he's got an X, they're attached. So this is one term. That's what we call each of these guys, a term. And then you're going to shoot this arrow over and get this 5 as well. When you distribute, you use multiplication. Okay, so we're going to be multiplying. So what we're saying is we're going to take this first term and multiply it to the first term on the inside. So 3 times 3x and plus sign, we're going to multiply this 3 to the 5. This is called distribution. You distribute the 3 to everything on the inside. Then we're going to simplify. So 3 times 3 is 9x, and 3 times 5 is positive 15. So if your teacher said simplify and they gave you this with a distribution problem, this would be the end answer that you would have. This is simplified. We don't have an equal sign, and we cannot combine them because they're not like terms. Sorry. Again, no equal sign, so we can't go any further, and they don't both have x's, or they both are regular numbers, so we can't combine them. They're not like terms. So that's the how we distribute, and this is the why. This number out in front, we're just going to use this 3x plus 5 still, just so that we can keep the same idea. This number in front tells you how many of whatever is on the inside. So this is how many of these guys. And these guys are everything, both terms, okay, both things on the inside. So we want 3 of these. So we want 1, 3x and 5, and 2, 3x and 5, and 3, 3x and 5. So we have 1, 2, 3 of them. 3x plus 5s. Okay, so if this was our expression, we would want to simplify. So we would combine our like terms. Everything with an x is a like term, so we have 3x's and another 3x's and another 3x's. Sorry, I should have taken that sign with me. My bad. So if I combine my 3x and my 3x and my 3x, 3, 6, 9 x's, and then I have to combine my other like terms, and my other like terms are just my numbers. I've got 5, and a 5, and a 5. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 make a total of 15. So this multiplication, this distribution, is a shortcut to get me here. So if you had a problem that was really long, like for example, if you had like 10 2x's minus 3's, it would be really frustrating to write this out 10 times. It would just take so long. So we use the distribution shortcut. We're going to be Skippy, and we're going to shoot our arrow over the wall, and then we shoot our arrow again over the wall. We have to destroy, kill, whatever you want to say, each of the terms on the inside. Now that negative is attached to that 3, so make sure that you bring that down. When we're showing work, we're multiplying the first term by my outside number. So we're going to multiply 10 times 2x, and always put a plus sign. We're going to multiply my 10 times my next term, This next term happens to be a -3, so we keep that negative attached to that 3. Then we multiply our two numbers together. 10 times 2 is 20x's, and 10 times -3 is -30. Since we're in 8th grade math, we don't need two signs next to each other, so we get rid of this plus sign, because if we have a plus and a minus, the minus is stronger, it wins. So we have 20x minus 30. Okay, so we're going to do some more examples together. Let me flip to a page. Page 59. So here's distribution again. It goes over the process. So this is just writing it out mathematically. This first term is going to multiply by this first term on the inside, so a times b, and the first term also multiplies, or the outside term multiplies by the second term, a times c. Then you actually do this, and we see if we have any like terms, which usually we don't. Okay, so let's do some more examples together. So we're going to distribute the 6 to both terms on the inside of the parentheses, which is the x and the 4. Remember, distribution means to multiply, so we multiply 6 times x and 6 times 4. Again, there's no equal sign, so we're not solving for anything yet. 6 times x is 6x, and 6 times 4 is 24. We cannot combine those two because they are not like terms. Again, on the second example, we are going to distribute the 5 to both terms on the inside of our parentheses, which means multiply. 5 times 2x and 5 times -2. Remember, this cute little negative is attached to the 2. We could put it in a bubble, and do not pop that bubble. A bubble guy just goes right there. 5 times 2x is 10x's, and 5 times -2 is -10. We could put the plus and then the minus, but we're going to get rid of that plus sign anyways. So we are growing and becoming more advanced mathematicians. Now, here is a very common mistake. Remember how we talked about being a counter? So this number out in front, because remember, signs are always attached to numbers, this number is a counter for the stuff on the inside. So that means that we cannot combine it to begin with. Do not combine. Don't combine them. It will be very wrong every time. The first thing we need to do is we need to distribute. Okay, so we're going to keep that cute little 5. Nothing's happened to that yet. And always put a plus sign. Remember, this negative is attached to this 2. So when we multiply and distribute this 2 times the 2 terms on the inside, we have to take that negative with us. So always put a plus sign, keep your sign attached to your number. It's -2 times my first term, which is 4. And always put a plus sign, -2, which is this term on the outside, times my next term, which is a -x. Again, keep your signs attached to your numbers and letters. This helps you make less mistakes. There are other ways to do this. And that's fine if you want to do a different way, as long as you show your work and you're very careful about those cute little negatives. Bring down your 5. -2 times 4 is -8. And -2 times x, remember there's a 1 in front of that x, and a negative times a negative make a positive. So we have positive 2 times 1 is 2x. Okay. Now, on these other problems, we had a number with a letter and just a number, so we could not combine anything. They were not like terms. This time, we have a 5 and a -8. Remember, that sign is attached to that number. These two are like terms because they both don't have x's, so we're going to combine them together. 5 minus 8 is -3 plus 2x. These guys are not like terms, so now we are done. Okay, so that is how you distribute. Watch the next video to see how you distribute and solve.